It's Shelby K with the Garden of Eater. How are you guys doing tonight? Sorry, it was a last minute thing. We just got home about 10 minutes ago and they got everything unpacked. So Grant is getting ready for the stream. I figured we started on time and hopefully everyone will slowly join in and then Grant will be here. And welcome in J-Dub Aquatics. Good evening to you as well. Hello, Passing Wind. Will be a little bit of a weird live stream since we're kind of throwing it together here. But we just got home from the Aquatic Expo. We did get to see a lot of people, especially the lovely Ashley. Thank you for joining us. Said, hey, everyone, I'm working tonight, so I won't be able to participate very much. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't seen her tank, I think there's plenty of videos and pictures of it online. She did a phenomenal job, and I really loved her tank. I love that style, and did a really good job. I wish I was a little bit more part of the aquascaping contest like I wanted to be, but I was not able to. I was running around like usual at these shows. And sorry, we had a bag of substrate break open on the way home, and the laptop was just conveniently right under it. So now I have black sand all over our laptop. It's driving me crazy. Welcome in Fathom Aquatics. Hello, Nano Aquarium Guy. And Wet Sleeve Aquatics. Thank you for joining us tonight. Got a couple things. Welcome in, Christy. Sorry. Tube. There we go. But we overall had a pretty good show this weekend. I got to do a showcase tank for Owasi. That was really interesting. I got to pick the stuff out and kind of pick. You don't really get to like pick your personal pieces till you see them in person. So I did work with I believe it was ranculus branches, which are really, really wild branches. They're like really branchy. Unlike spiderwood's kind of got like real smooth wood, this one's kind of like all over the place, like almost like a thorn bush. And some dragonstone. I wanted to originally do all dragonstone for the tank and then use those ranculus sticks as kind of like a root system instead of like a branch. But I didn't have enough dragonstone and they weren't like the particular pieces that I wanted to work with. Like, you just get the luck of the draw. Sometimes when you open boxes of dragonstone, they're all different shapes. These ones were more rounded than they are pointy like I like. And so I had to change my whole direction of everything I thought I was going to do. And I think it came out pretty decent. There's things that obviously could have been, a little bit better. Obviously, I wanted to paint the background too. That would have been cool. And then Saburai Aquatics gave me some CPDs for the tank, which were really cool. But I made too many hiding spots for them that it was just like you couldn't find them most of the time. But it was really interesting. Welcome in, Richard and Kalish. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Kyle. Said, I loved both of your tanks at Aquashella. Your background was awesome. Thank you so much. I really do enjoy them. It is kind of ruffling some feathers in the aquascaping world. Some people really enjoy it, and some people are like, no, that's awful and tacky. It really depends on who you're talking to. Obviously, in a professional stance, if I was to compete online internationally, I would not probably paint a background. Maybe I might get me the win. But it was enjoyable for sure. A lot of people stopped and were interested and didn't think about doing things like that. Those cheap backgrounds you buy, and then we buy the expensive ones, which are like frosting for glass. And there's like glass companies that sell them too. They're a little pricey and they do tend to come off eventually because they are removable. So I wanted to do something that I enjoyed a little bit more. And cause like, it's just so boring sometimes. And I want to create like a whole picture scene. So that's why I really enjoyed painting. Sorry. There's sand everywhere, just so you know.
I'm back. It's been 2 weeks.
It has been a little bit for you. That's for sure. You look so small. I'm sitting so close. All right. Sorry, got to readjust here a little bit. Welcome in Jeff Kane and Night Out Aquatics.
Did you explain that I was just unloading the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I heard you talking about Layla in the aquascape contest.
No, I did not talk about Layla. I was talking about Ashley.
Oh.
She joined us. She's working tonight and she's busy. You should have seen her car. She like took everything home from the Expo. It's crazy. She actually took She actually took one of the tanks home that I just couldn't keep my eyes off of like the whole time. Project Piaba had a tank that was dark black water tank with these neon tetras, and it's just such a contrast to see something so bright in a tank when it's so dark. It's like putting like a glowfish in a tank that's black, like all black, and then the black light. So it really made it pop. And now I want one at home. I'm like thinking about which 55 I can convert this to a black water tank with some tetras. I never thought I would have neon tetras again in my life.
Were they not cardinal tetras though?
No, they were neons.
No, I think Project Piaba is all about the cardinal tetra.
Maybe it was. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it was cardinal tetras. You're right. Number 4. Which one was the number 4? I don't remember what number 4 was.
I don't remember the numbers of the tanks at all.
Me neither. Maybe it was mine. It was probably the one next to me. Welcome in, Vibes. And Mike says, does Dragonstone wick water? Like Dragonstone
So like a
soak up water?
Yeah, I mean maybe a little bit because it's a clay base, but I don't think it will the entire thing. That's a good question. We got a new member though.
Henry, welcome back to the membership. I know you were a member before. Thank you again for joining. Don't forget, if anyone is new here and you're watching for the first time, we do have a membership only sticker. It's holographic with our logo that we ship out, and you get a 10% off discount code to our website with being a YouTube member. So thank you everyone who joins. And you're not very talkative tonight. You're really sleepy.
I didn't start it off. I'm letting you kind of take the helm here. I am beat though. It has been quite some time. Our next show is in Louisiana in Baton Rouge. It is for like another month and a half, and it is the longest stretch of time in between shows that we have this year for the rest of the year until after the Aquashello. So it is kind of time to grind out and knock out all of the projects and get into gear. I'm going to need like a day to catch up on orders and another day to relax before I start building stands and getting to it. But yeah, it's been the past 3 weeks has been quite chaotic.
Yeah. Eduardo, hello. And Nathan, welcome in. Eduardo says, love the video by Nick. Just finished watching it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you had enough patience to watch that. We had to put it on while we were driving. We are very impatient people. We don't. And I was getting, when Grant talks a little too much, I kind of get a little sleepy. I'm just kidding. It was great. He did a really good job. His B-roll was phenomenal. I didn't get to watch everything. Like I kind of glanced because I was driving. And I messed up a little in the video. It's a little hectic that week and getting everything done, but it's just funny to laugh at yourself that you say things like that's a beautiful fish and it's just a beautiful shrimp. Thank you. Welcome in, Jesse's one more fish. And
I still think your talk mistake was better.
Let's not talk about that. Richard said, Shelby, I see Nick finally dropped the video of your house tour. If you can see, it's obviously worth the what did he come in February?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work and dedication to do 2 hours of filming. The B-roll and how well he did. I'm like very pleased and very honored that he did such a good video of our house. And how good like some of those shots came out. It was very impressive and really truly showed the quality of our shrimp that we have not been able to capture ourselves, and then that people actually finally get to see like everything that's been going on that we haven't been able to do a video on our own tour video.
So, and we just now found out that the video went live. Like he sent us the link and it was unlisted. So thanks for letting us know that the video has been posted. But not only did his video go up, but last week when I dropped off Sasha while Shelby was live streaming, he has also posted his video as well. So you could go watch Nick's video in February and then watch Sasha's video, and you can see how bad a lot of the tanks look since then. But you can also see how much progress and how much we've done on some of the stuff out back. And right now, I would say the fronts of the glass are probably the dirtiest they have been in quite some time.
I'm gonna have to have nice, clean, new razor blades to do the next one. The plastic ones aren't cutting it.
And it's probably the perfect time to do some update maintenance videos and go through the house and update everybody on each individual tank, and then do a tour video of our own, and Shelby's fish room should be included in that. So it should be cycled, and most of the fish should be moved into there as we're going through updating the house. So
Mike says, I use a mirror as a background. That's a pretty cool idea. I don't know if we'd have mirrors for some of the tanks, but that's a pretty cool idea. It gives it probably a better reflection. Someone was talking about it using a mirror above, but I was like, there's just no way, because like can't see through a mirror with a light. Yeah.
So
it'd be cool, but it says do what you feel. That's the thing, especially with tanks and aquascaping. I think a lot of people need to realize you don't have to have a professional tank to have an aquascape. You can do something fun that you enjoy, that makes you think of nature and that makes you happy, even if it's like a ridiculous Lego set. I love those. Like those make me so happy to see at someone's house, and I would just needs to be welcomed more into different categories of aquascaping, and enjoying that, and not have everything so technical. And there's always room for everything in the hobby, so I enjoy it. I want to try a mirror one of these times. Your tank, the Aqua L tank, would look really cool with a mirror behind it, I think. And then everyone's saying hello to Grant. Jen says, hey, from North Carolina. It was great seeing you both this weekend. Yes, it was great meeting you. Sorry we were so busy and all over the place like usual. I feel like we don't give people enough attention when we see them, but it was so lovely to see you.
And don't worry, any questions you have, it's not a problem at all. So it was not an issue getting all that for you and changing it up and whatnot.
Yeah. And Jeff Kane's bagging fish and lurking. That's what we like to hear, working and lurking. That's what it should be called. That's great. Welcome in, Scotty. Says, sorry for my tardiness starting from the beginning. Well, thank you. And then, do you want to talk more about the show? Well, it's all about the recap.
I don't know if Night Owl Aquatics is in here.
Yeah,
I think he is.
I just said hi to him a minute ago.
You're scrolling too fast. So, but got to hang out with him just briefly, and hopefully he makes it up to the Keystone Clash. We're talking to him about maybe sharing a booth together, so that way we can help him out, and he can enjoy the Keystone Clash and do some shopping of his own. Every time he wanted to go shopping, it always got busy at his booth. So, it
is.
One-man show. It's kind of difficult. So we're super lucky that we had Crypt Keeper there. Timothy came to help out at the show. We didn't really need him this show, but it was great for him to be able to hang out. And I got to prove to him that I actually do like to work my booth. I like to do things. And I kept asking him, and I was like, hey, dude, have you asked that person if they had any questions yet, and he'd just book it right to the person. And I was like, Tim, I wasn't asking you to go do it. I just didn't want to bombard the person with, have you been asked for any questions yet? So he definitely steps up to the plate above and beyond anything I could ever ask for. It's so fun hanging out with him, and I enjoy every minute that I get with Tim. So for him to just make it out there last minute to come hang out with us, be able to help us out, so at the Keystone Clash Nightwalker, you're more than welcome to join the team. Nightwalker is a street like right near our house that we go collecting on all the time. I am sorry, Night Owl.
You're a little sleepy here. We've been in the car all day, so mind us being a mess and a little out of there for sure.
But I never have to worry about Tim doing something wrong, saying something wrong. He's super knowledgeable about not just the shrimp on the table, but the plants and the products as well. He was, all blushing because Benny Tay had asked or had known who he was because of his food duel videos.
Nice. So, I love those videos too. Those are great.
Got to hang out with Benny Tay, Carbon, and a couple of other international breeders. A little sad Nico Rico wasn't able to make it. His mom was sick. So last minute he had to do a little cancellation. But hanging out with Benny and Carbon for the small amount of time that I had, it's always nice. Benny gave me a little postcard about all the work that we do in the hobby. It really meant a lot. I gotta get something from Benny now, a little memento, because he's definitely pushing the hobby in his own right.
We'll have to get a Springs postcard for him. Wikiwachi Springs postcard, because that's the only cool thing about this area.
And Benny, I forgot to talk to him about Mike Clarkson that came to our house, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was at this." And he's a snake guy. So the fact that he went to a shrimp store in Singapore while he was there, and he's talking about this guy, and I was like, dude, you went to Benny Tay's. And he's like, I don't think that was his name. And I was like, Shrimp Sanctuary? And he's like, sounds right, but I don't think so. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he went to Benny Tay's. And I pulled up his face, and he's like, dude, yeah, that's the guy. I was like, dude, it's such a small world. Like, I'll be seeing him in a couple months, which was just this past weekend. So
J-Dub Aquatic said, saw a live stream of the shrimp from the contest, straight fire. Yeah, that Jacob Waters did a live stream, and I was actually thought that was an incredible idea. Like, I'd never thought of that, because like so many people are at the show at Aquashella that I don't know if I'll be able to do it properly. But like, I don't think people care if I'm like having to shuffle around. Then you'll kind of get a like aspect of see how many people really do crowd around the shrimp contest. Like half the time I'm trying to write the names on the tanks and the awards and who got first, second, and third, and I can't get to the tank because people are just staring at it for so long, which is really great, and I admire it so much. But the contest was pretty cool, and I'm excited for the announcements to come out. It was really good. It was good competition this year too, for sure. One girl like swiped clean almost every category. And when you're going through, I don't know if like they did a live stream. I think they did the live stream before the names were on the tanks, but you go through and it's like every other tank up and down was her name. It was great. And she killed it. I'm pretty proud of her. And Eduardo said, I watched all 2 hours. I cannot believe that. That's crazy. And said Grant was awesome and you looked amazing. Thank
I
you
also
so much.
said that the Yellow King Kongs were Neo Caradina Rillies. So I also messed up. There was something else I said, and I was like, I don't know if I want to tell like
you get
Nick
so anxious.
to go back and edit it. I know how long it takes to upload a 2-hour-long video. So I was like, at that point, I might sound stupid, but I literally talked through that whole tour for like 2-3 hours.
You're gonna make mistakes.
And they cut out some of the stuff where I was like fumbling around trying to get a light, trying to get the ladder, trying to get other stuff. But it was just straight information, so I'm bound to make some mistakes. It might as well have been a live stream style format, but
Yeah, Nathan
not on
saying
the
the
live.
video is 2 hours long. Yes, 2 hours, and I mean he spent days here filming, days, and I'm like, that's gonna be a long video. And I was like thinking they might split it up, but I'm like, we didn't talk enough. I didn't want to put most of the fish or anything in the video. I'm redoing everything, so it's not like it's important and stuff like that. Scotty said I like Grant's shirt.
But back to the shrimp
yeah.
contest, though. Shelby got second place for her yellow Neocaridina, and it is her first time placing in one of the contests. So I swore you got third place last time.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't have an award. Did you actually get any of awards last time?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they handed it. I actually got it on
stage. Oh, yeah, it's
stage.
the same paper, too. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't win anything, unfortunately.
There's
My
no
Neos were
pictures
just too
because
small.
they ran out of time. It was bad planning, but
yeah,
I will take a picture of your post of your award and make a post about it because
and
Shelby
you
for the last I would say 3 or 4 years has been doing majority of the work on the Neocaradinas. The only reason why I can even say they were mine is because I originally did the work on the colonies before I moved them out there. But they must be maintained in order to keep our strict standards, and Shelby has done that quite well. I was a little stingy. I had some black rose with a little bit of brown, purplish, maroon coloration to them that were massive behemoths in size, and then lost to some smaller ones that I didn't get why. I didn't have a chance to ask.
They weren't even black roses; were blue diamonds.
And some of them, I guess, had passed away. So maybe the bigger ones had croaked.
Them.
But yeah, it's all right. I'm proud of Shelby. She earned it. They're her tank. She moved them from outside inside, and has been working on it. So
Henry said, "I started." Thank you. You also placed in the contest. Don't ask me which categories because he entered so many, and I have no idea.
Super crystals, spotted pintos, orange-eyed blue steels, 3 third places.
Hey, it's still something. In those categories that had 15 entries, it's still really good. So just because you got third place, I think they only
had 3 in all 3 categories.
Not even. Get out of here. First of all, he is annoying. Okay, try to get rid of him this weekend. I put him on the table for sale, and no one wanted him. You know.
The caveat was too big.
Jesse says, Scotty, he needs a 2024 version of that shirt. Yep. I didn't realize for the longest time that it was the catch-up label on there. And I feel like every time I wear it now, I feel like a ketchup bottle. So Mike said, who do you ask shrimp questions to when you are stumped? Who do you ask shrimp questions to when you're stumped? It's pretty rare that you ever get stumped because most of them, but...
So, like, I'll talk with Plamsky. That's why when Plamsky asked me to come down and buy out a shrimp farm, I was honored. You know, I kind of like had to go do it in person because I've been talking with him for so long, and I've mentioned this before, and even in his video when I first got started in the hobby, he had already got most of the Caridina stuff figured out, and I could tell this guy knew what he was doing. And I mimicked a lot of stuff he was doing in the beginning. He's now got his own line and produces his own products and stuff like that, which I haven't really converted, but we've used it for a couple of the tanks here in the house where we brought his shrimp over, and they all work great. The shrimp are doing well. We've got a lot of babies from his shrimp already that are growing up and doing really nice. So, Plansky's definitely somebody that I go to. The other one would be Nico Rico in France. I don't remember the last time I really asked Nico for advice other than The categories for the contest were a little wonky. It's like a Chinese contest, and we're holding it in America. So there was a ton of shrimp that were entered in the wrong categories because of that. So, and then they just left them in there. So, like Shelby, you should have just entered your crystals in the crystal category. They probably would have done well.
Were they over there?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
but
if I
like
put them in the
way
wrong
that the event ran.
They put them in the right. You see in the tanks they put the categories. They're all mixed up when it gets to 7 and 8. Yeah, I'll show you in a little bit.
Maybe, but I was told that they had left them in the categories even after the show like on Saturday. Yeah. Well, still, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a couple of them.
The crazy part was I had pure white lines and they were beautiful. Someone did offer me quite a bit for them, and they were lucky enough to get home with those. That was a struggle for me. Like, I didn't want to deal with them. I told Grant, I was like, you go deal with it because I'll cry. Like, I love my shrimp. And, but they were against some killer shrimp in my category that I had those in are actually with like blue bolts and red steels. And someone had orange steels. Like, we have pink ones that are really nice, but these were legit orange to the eye. Like, you walk by and they were just beautiful.
I want to take some of our red steels and cross them back with our neon orange tangerine tigers.
Yeah, that might be.
And try to recreate something like that.
But they were, I mean, Eric Lucas was saying he was across from the shrimp contest. He said that he could see them from his booth, that they were like illuminating. And I was like, yeah, mine were pretty cool. You could see them, but mine also weren't the right size. They were still just like slightly smaller than the blue bolts that beat me out. And it's really hard to compete against blue bolts. I mean, they're beautiful. They get bigger than the pure white lines. Sometimes when you have pure white lines, the older and the gigantic ones that are about to, like, you know, the end of their life, they turn a little rosy. But yeah, I was still pretty proud of them in the contest, whether they won or not. I still loved my shrimp, and a lot of people did stop and compliment how cool they looked. So
her shrimp either placed or sold at top dollar. Yeah. So she cannot complain. She went home a winner.
Yep. And then Nano said, is there anything you guys bought at the event? So we don't really buy livestock. We did get a Madagascar lace plant because it's hard to find them. And that one came from Steve. I can't pronounce his last name.
I don't know his last name, but I know him as Elevator Steve because that's where I met him. And I thought this guy was just some random.
We actually got a T-shirt from him. I wish they had it out. It's packed away.
And I thought this guy would just be some random guy that, you know, I'd never see again probably at one of the conventions. And I literally could not that I wanted to get away from the guy, but like everything I did at the Triple Crown from that point on.
You just ran into him.
Elevator Steve was there. And then I met him at AGA, and then he went to NANFA and became part of our friend circle. With everybody else that was at that show, and it's a big Florida group. So I figured out that they found Elevator Steve, and I was like, how is this? It's such a small world, and he's such a great guy, super knowledgeable, does a lot of rare live bears and stuff like that. I was going to buy some Daisy Rice fish off of him to get them going outside. The ones we had going inside over winter, they look a little dirty, and I don't think I want to breed them. So I was going to get new genetics.
Yeah, but we don't really buy live good or like fish and stuff from the show unless it's absolutely like, if there was some like rainbow shiners or something, I probably would have bought those, but no one had them. But I did come home, however, with plants because it's my favorite thing to come home with. So this one's a Hoya compacta. And it'll like stay like this and just kind of vine out real squiggly. And then at the end of it, we'll have these like really cool blooms that go down. And they look like a alien plant. They're crazy. And then I had told Grant like 6 or 7 times about this plant. And I was like, can you like, I don't like buying things for myself. It's pretty rare. I bought this because I knew what it was, but I told him, I was like, can you go over to this booth and get me this sea anemone plant? I still say it weird. Thank you, Finding Nemo, for always ruining that word for me for the rest of my life. And he was like, he walked over there and he's like, there's like a few that look like it. And I'm like, what? But he finally at the end of the show went over there and they still had one left. And I got this beautiful plant. This thing is so ridiculous. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but this is all like purple tips to it. And it just looks so funky. And it's like a cactus. It's so weird. I love those.
There's another one that had like broader, wider leaves.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
When they were right next to each other, they have the same stalk. They have the same kind of color to them. Mm-hmm. It was just like a different leaf structure. So I was like, I don't know which one you want. Go get it. And
to me, this is the closest to saltwater that I can get to keep alive. I want a saltwater tank. We did have a awesome little after party at a buddy Tristan's house with all of our friends. And he has the like crazy setups. My eyes were burning from the blue lights. I'm not used to it. Like I guarantee you, if they came over here, their eyes would be burning from the LEDs. Like it's a different feeling.
So like our house is ridiculous. His house is
also ridiculous.
On the salty level though.
Yeah.
Like this is his like garage, and he's just got frag rack after frag rack. I mean, not really rack, but these are like, I don't know, big trays, big beds, lagoon tanks. I'm not a salty fanatic. I don't know. But he's got all these tanks in his garage, and then he's got an entire another room right here with more frags, more tanks, and it was pretty incredible. And then he also had saltwater tanks throughout the house. I don't know what he had upstairs. We never went up there. I don't know if he had anything upstairs, but
I think that's it.
He only had one freshwater tank, and then he had another empty tank that he was going to do escape in it. And we both looked at him like, why did you wait until the very end? Like we could have done this for 2 hours and it's fully finished. I had all the wood, all the sand, all the rock, everything that was left over from our escapes that we did for natural environmental aquariums.
No, aquatics. You got it right.
Oh man,
I was actually pretty proud of you, and then you said
variations of companies. Yeah. It's a little hard to grab which ones are which.
Pisces provided us with a ton of material, and we have some that we got to come home with, thankfully.
And then a bunch of plants. Great. We ordered a ton because it is summertime now. Layla likes to help me outside. I've got time, so we're going to go through, make a bunch of bins, set up a bunch of tubs, and keep everything nice and fresh. We've got the Baton Rouge in like 5-6 weeks, so we can get them growing out a little bit nicer for that show.
Yeah, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, he did have one beautiful tank that I was trying. I wish we had room in the car. I was trying to ask him for it. I really want a saltwater person to set up my tank, and then I just maintain it. I think that would be like the best. But they had one that had shrimp in it and a clownfish. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And like all these little corals that were just beautiful. And I mean, one that was like this big and it was just bright orange, like a little anemone. It was so beautiful. Jeff said, Shelby, since Grant has some downtime, maybe it's time for video editing and filming classes.
It's not downtime. I've got projects to fill out. My downtime between shows is not like, oh yeah, luxury time. I can just kick back, put the feet up, watch some football. No, I don't watch football.
Scotty said, Shelby be like, I did a solo last week. I can do all the talking this week. I don't know how. I just had to be talkative in the beginning, so then I've just got that ball rolling. You know, you just kind of fill in the empty gaps. And then Mike said, I'm asking who they look up to and respect for shrimp info. Yeah, it's always a good question to ask for sure, because everyone always relies on other people in the hobby. So it's nice to know if you see someone who is knowledgeable to ask who they ask too, if they have something that they don't know necessarily. So there's always someone that you ask in the hobby. Yeah, Ashley said they are cardinal tetras. And oh yeah, the whiptail catfish. I don't know if you saw it, but it was so cute, and it came out like right in front when we were talking about it. And then checkered board cichlids in the back, blackwater tank. I didn't see those. Those must have been hiding pretty good. Brandon, member for 24 months. Thank you so much. And that's crazy. 24 months already. I said I saved mirrors for this ceiling. It's good. Good. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't see this earlier. Eduardo gifted 10 Garden of Eater memberships. Thank you so much. And if you did get gifted one of these memberships, don't forget to email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. And you get our member-only sticker and a 10% off discount code to our website. You can throw those away now, though.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Eduardo. And then, welcome in, Malcolm. Swamp Ape, welcome in. Says, just found your channel. We'll be buying shrimp from you in a week or so. I'm in North Florida. Thank you so much. The swamp kind of gave it away. You're either from here or Louisiana. So, thank you for joining us and watching us. We will actually have be posting shrimp that we have from the show. We'll be going up on, where are you going to put them on, like Facebook?
Yeah,
Probably
I'll post them on Facebook. But so we have shrimp plants, moss, and that's going to be about it. I don't think any of the fish or isopods or snails are left over to be shipped back. So if you would like the list, send us an email at thegardenofeater@gmail.com, and we will get you that tomorrow morning. It'll be basically like buy 2, get 3 free of everything left off. If you only want one, I can give you a discounted price for just one. But well, we got a decent amount of stuff left over. We brought a lot just in case it was going to be a jam-packed show. We had a double booth, but we did pretty well. Also, somebody asked, never mind. You go.
I don't know what you're saying. KJE, thank you for joining us and hitting that like button. Mike says, just go put a timestamp comment on the video and correct yourself. Not a bad idea. I just think it's funny. I think people understand that everyone makes mistakes. It's okay. Everyone's going to know.
You're that far behind? Oh.
Yes. Eric said Grant and I are wearing the same shirt and we didn't even plan it.
Or did we?
Did you? Hello, SD Catahoulas. It was great to see you this weekend.
I can't believe how well the girls did in their aquascape tank. Did you talk about that?
No, we did not. You can talk about that.
SD Catalula, Brian, and his daughter were at the show. Layla also wanted to come to the show with us to give us a hand. That didn't happen because Layla and SD Catalula's daughter clicked and were instant best friends and totally just dominated the show. They had Sabu wrapped around his finger. He couldn't say no to them. And they had their own table to do arts and crafts and were selling and hustling and making their own money. They came to us and asked us if we wanted to escape one of the aquariums. And we just were so busy, and I didn't want to, do all of that. Not planned. Wasn't really into it. But I was like, you know what? Layla would love to do it. And so her and Bristol knocked the tank out, and it looked really well. A lot of people couldn't believe that 2 kids were the ones that escaped that tank. So super proud of them. Layla said she had a lot more fun doing that coming to the show than she would have had at LRB's house playing with the boys. So,
Yeah. Well, because she got to play with all these girls.
yeah.
And they were hustling. They had their, did you talk about their own booth?
Yep.
Yep. Sorry, I was reading comments. Mike said, congrats on second. Thank you very much. Said, who won? I actually don't know the winners because I wasn't able to see everything. I just got my awards and there was like no announcements, but for first place. But we were there. We were at our booth working.
Skyfish won first place for Neo Caridina, which
Oh,
Skyfish
they were
is
like
one of the bigger,
orange.
better
Yeah.
Neo Caridina shrimp breeders out there. So
they were smaller shrimp than mine, but they were, to describe this, they were orange shrimp, but you know how Neos get the racing stripe back? This shrimp had the entire shrimp was the density and coloration of the racing stripe, but the whole body in orange. So it was real weird. It actually made it look like a red steel. If you've ever seen a red steel Caridina, that's what the shrimp looked like, but orange for a Neo, which was weird. And I think that that helped them place higher, even if their shrimp were smaller than mine, because of the fact that it's rare. And that's like, I haven't seen anyone do that yet. So like, I've never seen him posted or anyone bragging about it. So like, that was really unique to see something like that. And for them to have multiple of them, I thought you had a picture of Layla's tank, the finished tank.
I don't.
Thought I got that. And Eduardo said your white shrimp are just amazing. Thank you. Yeah, the Nick's video does show my white shrimp pretty well, so it's pretty cool to see. And Johnny said, Grant, thanks for giving your wife recognition because it's not easy for a man to praise a woman. It's a little changed these days. It's a little easier, but yes, I am very thankful that he gives me the appreciation and helps build me up. I really appreciate it. It doesn't happen for many people. I see a lot of people put down their significant others, and that could be roles reversed, where it's the woman putting the man down or the man putting the woman down. So it's nice to be able to always build each other up, and I'm thankful for him.
It's not always. I put you down too. I had some great jokes this weekend.
Let's not talk about those. I'm pretty salty about them still. Let's some time pass before you bring those up. Get to know him in person. He's a little mean to me. Henry said, oh no, that was to Nathan. Good, because I would not know.
Just can't be easy on you all the time.
Yeah.
I had the Project
Toughen me
Piaba
up.
girl, though, laughing so bad between the joke I made for you because she didn't think that I would pull one of those. It was a total joke. But at the same time, Ryan from Wild Fish Tanks is over there bagging up fish and sloshing water. And I had to walk by to help the girls spray their plants down with the water pump to get it nice and fresh for them. And as I'm walking by, I decided to switch the nozzle to a basically water gun. And I shot Ryan from pretty far away. But because he was bagging up, he thought he splashed himself. But I had made it into his section. He had a whole shirt little thing display. And I was hiding behind the shirt display, just kind of popping out and spraying him with the little spray bottle I had. And he couldn't figure it out. And he just kept going, where is this coming from? What is going on? And he's just looking around, and he's such a big guy too. And he's just like, couldn't see me through the t-shirts. And I had to basically show myself because I was laughing too hard. It was hilarious.
He loves messing with Ryan. They have such a good, fun relationship with each other when they see each other at the shows. So Ashley was like, she has us on speakerphone driving around work, so because she doesn't have headphones, and she's like, if my coworkers overhear this, they're probably wondering what in the world I'm listening to. That was so funny. And
my other good prank was Sam had this phone cable or charger cable that was dangling out of his pocket, and then people just leave their vendor badges at the show. So I went through and I grabbed as many as I could, and I made a long train, and then I tied it to Sam. So when he got up to leave, which by the way, Ryan from My Wild Fish Tanks forgot Sam. So Sam was like, "Did they just forget me?" And and Magnus had to come back. So he was just hanging out for the last second. So I took that last little opportunity.
I was watching the whole thing happen too. I was trying so hard not to laugh.
And I knew they were coming back to get him. So I'm running through the expo trying to grab vendor badges. Everybody else is tearing down. It's like, why does this kid want vendor badges that badly? But then Sam starts walking through like a peacock, dragging behind this beautiful display of badges.
It was like 6 feet long after the cable. It was ridiculous, and if not bigger. It was so funny. And Ashley said Jen had those rainbow shiners. Yes, I did ask her. So it's Jonah who sells the dip net that we buy all the time, the perfect dip net. Who actually breeds those and has them. And then KJE shouted out Kenny from ABC Biotopes. Of course I would contact him if I wanted it. My problem is that I usually just want to buy something conveniently there. I don't like shipping. I don't buy anything online unless I have to, which is like cups for the business or something show related. So it's pretty rare, but like I might hit up someone before Keystone Clash for those rainbow shiners, because like they are just phenomenal and I would love to have them. I just can't stop staring at them when I see them. They're just beautiful, but I would like to have like the perfect setup for them first. So I know they like a little bit more flow than other ones. And Eduardo says I have a various of those plants. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm really like, I've looked at the Hoya for years and never like, they look so weird at the shows. They kind of just don't look like anything. They look so boring, but they have the most beautiful and exotic blooms there is. Like, and so I've been looking for them, but like not really. And the last time I was just like a giant vendor of plants, and I'm like, I gotta walk over there. And Sarah had one from LRB Aquatics, had one blooming, and I was like, that's the plant I've always been wanting. And then of course at the show I found one, and I had to get it.
So Heather Green sent us a picture.
Oh, thank you.
Tank. Thank you, Heather, so much.
It's so nice seeing you again as well.
I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you for watching my talk.
I don't know if Brian got a picture of the girls' tank either, so I'll share that with Brian.
It's gotta be. No, the kid's gonna find it on my phone. I have video of them putting it together. Layla also did scape another tank at the Natural Environmental Aquatics. The more I say it, the more I'll remember it. It's a long name.
I got an incredible video of her tank.
We'll leave that for a short.
No, these people are true.
You're right. You're all here on a Monday night watching us boring people, so we gotta get you something
exclusive first watch, unedited. But this is Layla's tank, and they put some Grammies in it, and they liked the tank so much that they were displaying and batting each other in the face with their tails pretty much the entire show. But that tank right there was scaped by a 9-year-old. So really proud of her. She killed it, not just with the scape, but meeting a new friend and going around the show. They were selling bracelets, and then she drew a shrimp photo, which
Crypt Keeper.
Thank you.
Tim bought.
Mm-hmm. And did Sabu say he got a picture too? I think so.
I think he was busy. He was being annoyed by the girls the whole time. They were literally following him around, just yelling, Sabu. It was hilarious.
Night Owl with ideas and wanted permission.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, stop.
They were like, you have an empty booth. We're taking it. Those girls were hustlers for sure. All their parents obviously are entrepreneurs. We're all started our own business, have our own booths at these shows. So like all three of them were like, they knew how to do it. You know, they could smooth talk you. They smooth talked Ryan from Wild Fish Tanks into buying a bracelet, which I just could not imagine.
They
Like,
go up
it
to
was
him,
so funny.
"Hey, you look like a cool dude. Know how you could be cooler? Buy one of these bracelets." And Ryan was just like, "Okay, which one would make me look the coolest?" And she's like, "That one, $3."
Yeah. It was a blue one that said Fish Fan, which would literally be the one you could make for Ryan, for sure. The Fish Fan. So, Night Owl said, I there was some cool plants there. I traded a big pitcher plant for 2 smaller rare hybrids. Ooh, that's cool. I don't know the rare stuff. I just like the stuff that I think is pretty. Welcome in, Mike B. And Heather.
It's so dry up there, though. I need to get used to the Florida humidity again and let my throat recover. It's freaking dry as can be.
I need water. Heather said, Shelby, it was a great presentation. I really appreciate that. I was really worried. I wish it was a little bit more informative, and I'm very critical on myself and think that it should have been better. And Grant thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. What happened?
I gotta say
during my talk.
All right, so Shelby's got her slide, and it's of her award-winning tank for the first online contest that she competed in,
called Follow Nature.
And she goes, "And this is my tank that I did for the Ukraine." Doesn't put anything else on that. Next slide. So I start laughing. I can't help it because it's for the Ukrainian Biotope Aquascape contest. Like, put some more context there or something. But like, there's a bunch of random people that are watching this. There's a lady that's just like, "Oh, there's a seat for me to sit down with my kid," and she probably hears "for the Ukraine" and going,
"What am I watching?
For the war? Like, is this a protest tank? What's going on?" But I knew exactly what she was talking about, but she just left out that small little detail, and I couldn't stop laughing. And she's like, "What are you laughing? Stop laughing!" And so I had a message Crip so I would remember, but I thought it was funny. Bad. I'm sorry.
I was like, what did I do wrong? And then it just threw me off for the whole thing. Not only that, I have an extreme, I don't know what it is and why I have such bad anxiety, and I cannot control it very well.
Probably because you got these in your hair, Shelby. Stainless steel mesh guards for the siphon. We got a whole box of these. Somebody asked us what we got or bought at the show, and I bought a bunch of these so I could do water changes on the Neocaridina. I forgot where I put them in Shelby's hair.
Yeah, they made a safe ride home apparently in my hair. Mike said, I have no idea what I was even talking about. Thanks for that. Mike says, so you guys are
just
into
back where I found them.
Madagascar lace, newts, carnivorous plants, diamondback terrapins, and bromeliads. Same. Yes, all of those are an
ice
amazing
cream.
thing.
Has the ice cream not made the list though? I'm disappointed.
Thank you so much, Craig's Catfish Cave, for gifting a membership to the Garden of Eater. And if you're just joining us, sorry for everyone that has to hear me repeat this. Make sure you email us at the Garden of Eater to get your member-only sticker and your 10% off discount code. And our email is thegardenofeater@gmail.com. And welcome in, Caleb.
Craig, have you made it over to Nick's shop to get your t-shirt yet? Sorry. I'm only remembering that because Nick posted the video today.
Dixon Design said, I have a question about color that do not breed true.
I definitely heard something else when you said his name.
Can you answer the question, though?
I'm so thrown off. I have a question about the color that do not breed true. What is the question?
That's the question. Which colors do not breed true?
Of what kind of shrimp? Like Neocaridina or Caridina? If it's Caridina, I could go on forever.
Caridina. Rillies don't really breed true. They throw more wilds than they do.
Chocolates don't breed true.
Yeah.
Greens don't breed true for the most part. Blues do, yellows do, snowballs do, reds do. Blues can throw some reds, but for the most part,
only
they're pretty
blue dreams usually. Blue diamonds will throw carbon rillies, so it depends on what are you trying to find the ones that are less maintenance that they breed more true? But if you want ones that throw a lot of colors, you want to go with Black Rose for Neos. Thank you, Richard, so much. Member for 9 months, almost to that 12-month membership print. Thank you.
And thank you for leaving the buckets out for me to grab when I dropped off Sasha. Appreciate that.
Eric said the lightning bugs are starting to light up. The show we were at in North Carolina, there we went to a restaurant that Sabu's girlfriend used to work at, and there was fireflies everywhere, and they were super large. I ended up catching one with my daughter out back. We went to try to go collect salamanders because we've never really seen any here, and I thought I would find them earlier, but it was like a 20-foot drop off to the water, so that was not a no-go. But I did catch a firefly out there. It was fun. Oh, Bugsy said, sorry I was late. I was watching Nick's TGOE house tour. Thank you so much. I hope you made it through the whole thing. If not, you could spend like 6 days probably watching it like I would. Only Way said, welcome back home. Will you be at the Pasco Club on Saturday?
Yes, we will be there. I
love
made a
the
joke
name.
with Ryan saying
Only
that
Way.
I was going to miss Danes. And then it hit way too hard. And I was like, oh, yeah, we have missed all of Dane's talk.
We're not
both
missing
of us.
it.
And,
it's not happening.
Yeah, no, we were going to be there.
Yeah, because like all of them, we just haven't been able to get back to the Tampa Bay Aquarium Club. And then he made a point to come see our talk, even though it was last minute for us to kind of just go in. But I might have to get off for a second. But I really like your name, Only Way. Only Way. Welcome back, Nathan. Heather said that scape was so cute. Loved it. I cannot believe how many people like walked by, and like hers was definitely the showstopper of it. Mine was that I did not do very well. Like I had been so excited to work with some of the materials that I worked with. But Grant's was really cool. I loved the amount. If he had more Sirius stone, it would have been even crazier. But obviously I used that as our cover photo for tonight's live stream. Absolutely love that tank. And Heather said in a very short amount of time to escape as well. Yes, they really did a really good job. How much time does it take you to hammer rocks into smaller rocks? Depends on the rocks.
Yeah.
So
Shelby got that one right.
Those ones like
Dragonstone, really easy.
But easy on the very fine detail ones. Semi-easy on medium-sized ones because it depends on the size and the way you want them to break. You have to chisel them properly. Grant's really good at it, but I suck at it. And I sometimes destroy the rock and make it round instead of a pointed one that you want to get. So you have to chisel them properly.
At the same time,
sometimes
though,
it's skill.
If you have like a rock that's this big and you need it to fit into a spot and you just have to cut off this little tiny bit and you go to chisel it off, what happens is this whole thing breaks and all you're left with is like just this little piece. And you got to start all over with a whole new piece and just pray that it just goes with a little bit better.
But and
it always sucks because the first rock you pick is always the best.
Yeah.
And if you break that one,
Sirius stone is pretty medium. Like it does take a little bit
Sirius
longer.
stone's harder.
Yeah, to do. But I would say the hardest is like the sparkle rocks
and granite
and
the slate.
The zebra rock was pretty hard.
Escaping with granite over here.
Slate. So some of them are difficult. I actually did work with some awesome rose glitter rock that's Pisces cells from New Zealand. It's naturally occurring rock and it's really cool, but like almost impossible. We had already worked with it previously when we won first place in Dallas for one of the escapes that me and Grant did together. And it was like the only choice of rock that we could use. And we were both struggling. Like you hit that thing as hard as you can and it just kind of like flies back at you. There's no, like it didn't break. And that was the black glitter rock. They have black, the jade, and then the rose. So it's like a black, green, and pink, and it's so cool, but very, very hard to break. And at the show, the recent one, it was actually sparking. I told him, I was like, we could keep this in my pocket for like camping trips if we had an emergency, had to start a fire, like it's ready to go. I just hit it a couple times and it's gonna spark up. SD Catahoula says, girls escaped the tank in about an hour because they had to get back to their booth and bounce house. Yep, they were like out. They were like, I'm done. We're done. And like everyone else is like to the last minute. And I was like pretty impressed at how good they did. People didn't even know that kids escaped that tank. So
no, I could have gotten Sabu or Rachel really well and been like, hey, there's a problem. There's a kid with a pretty bad limb in the bounce house. Could have gotten him.
Only way said, I meet a lot of people who refer to their wives as their better half. Yeah, it's nice. It's very rewarding to be able to say that.
You should see what they react when you call them the worst half. So you learn quickly.
He's never done that. Not yet, but now I feel like he's going to. Great chemicals. Passy one made Shelby salty. Yeah, I'm just born that way.
You okay?
Yeah. Thank you again for the picture, Heather. I swear I took a picture on your tank. Maybe it's just a video. Hello, Justin. Welcome in. Justin said, Manchester update on the emeralds and the blue diamonds, and also the plants, including the tiger orchid, which might be my favorite, that I bought from you, Grant, and Shelby. Everything is going great.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Swamp Ape said, where is the Keystone Clash going to be? That's in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. It's a little bit of a drive, but it is really nice. It's so enjoyable because it's all the people in the Fish Fam that get to join up. So it's like one of our favorite events to go to. Great.
What?
I just want you to read that. And Ashley said, or y'all can come visit up here and we could go collecting for rainbow shiners and garters. That's pretty cool. We should do that. That sounds like fun. I didn't know that Crypt Keeper's never really been collecting. That's why we tried going out to get the salamanders, and that didn't work. He came out with me, and I was looking at Grant. Grant's like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. Like, we had done so much the day before the trip, and then the trip itself takes out so much of you. And he was just like, no, I don't want to. He did join us, but it was a flop anyways. It would have been really cool. Hopefully one of these times we'll be able to bring our dip net. One of these times we'll remember to bring it with us and go collecting and show Tim and have fun. Swamp said, I went to your website. Do y'all not have any fish for sale right now? Normally we do not. It's a hit or miss whether we have fish on our website. We usually have them from a local breeder, which is Richard in the chat, or Gary from GK Aquatics. But both of those people will be people to hit up for fish that we usually sell. So right now we don't have any. We are setting up an entire new rack of fish. So I'll be able to breed a lot of my fish. Welcome in, Belinda. Aquascape for the motherland. Mimic said, welcome in. Mimic said, if you didn't already know, you shouldn't trim spent flowers from your Hoya. It reblooms from the same point repeatedly. Thank you. I did not know. Do have a lot of research, and I also knew that Sarah already know how to take care of Hoyas, so I got her the same plant. So when mine starts to do bad, I'll be like, Sarah, what am I doing wrong? Because I'm terrible with houseplants. I'm good with outdoor plants. I keep them alive, but I'm going to have to put it like probably on my front porch somewhere where it's going to get some light, but not too much light. But I definitely love sorry. Boots and cats for the Ukraine. I even told him, I was like, you know what? Maybe someone out there will think that I'm, trying to bring aquascaping and make it into something positive. Terrible. Heather says, poor Shelby, things just grow in your hair. Oh, Jesse said, yo, I need those, Grant. Where'd you get them? The stainless steel filters.
From Doobie's Pet World. I don't know if they have anymore. I think I bought them all.
Scotty said, wish I had hair because some good deals come out of my hair, apparently. That's a good one. Gingers don't breed true. I have 3 kids and not one of them look like their father. So your wife would have to have ginger genes. We looked this up because I have always been upset that our children did not have red hair, and I wanted a kid with red hair and my curly hair. Now it looks really dead flat for like the past 2 months. Thank you, new conditioner. But I thought it would be so cute with some spit curls and red hair, and found out that is 0 possibilities for us to ever have a red-haired child. But our grandchildren could have it because Grant would. So our kids will have the gene, but they need someone else with the gene. It's real weird. I have no genes of red hair in my family whatsoever. There's not a single red-headed person in my family. So unless I had genes in my family line, there's 0 possibility. That's why you'll see some people, which is so strange because Grant has other family members that have red hair. So his mother's side, and then their father's a redhead, so they had the genes for gingers. So Dixon Design said, I bought Neo Jades and all they give us is wilds. Okay, you answered it. Yeah.
If you got green jades and you have them on white substrate, they might look like wilds.
Yeah.
So you might need to move them onto a black.
Even if you have like tan, yeah, you need to have dark substrate for them because they will. We had ours out in a tub for a while, and people were getting green shrimp culls from us for quite some time, and we didn't realize that we were sending out probably some nice green jades for a while because we had people message us and was like, wow, this shrimp looks so great, and we were like, that was supposed to be a cull, and you just have like a super high grade green jade now, which it worked out for a lot of people, but yeah, they change colors so dramatic depending on the substrate, and parameters are also a problem that I've seen with people. If they have parameters that are a little bit off or too stressful for them, it definitely. Mike said, what is your stance on Dippin' Dot ice cream?
So when I was a kid, I don't know why, but they just remind me of fish and snail eggs. Like when I was on the river, and I would never consider them like an actual ice cream dish. And anytime I ate them, I always felt like I was like inhaling helium or some other chemical. It just didn't taste good. Not right.
Yeah. Nathan, we did see your email. I have not sent anything out because we are sending everything out tomorrow with a lot of things. We just haven't had a shipping day that I wasn't getting prepared for. And the last shipping day took us all day because we had so many orders going out, and I still had to catch all of our shrimp for the event and bag up all the plants and price everything and go to the nursery. I also worked that day before, and then, yeah, it was a lot. So it's there, and we're definitely sending it out to you. I did see your email. I like Dippin' Dot ice cream. The kids love it. It's not my go-to. It'd probably be my last option for ice cream, honestly, if I just needed it. But Eduardo's a member for 20 months. Thank you so much. Says our visit and can't wait to meet you two again. Can't wait to see you again.
I'm not sure when your next event will be, but always looking forward to it.
Heather said, no, I love the peak one, though, you escaped with the guppies. That's my next adventure. Oh, I love that. Which one? Oh, the guppies. That's the little tank. Yeah. That one came out better than the bigger tank. I I liked it so much before I filled up the tank, and then I filled it up, and I'm like, it's just missing something. I feel like if I was able to plant it with proper plants, it would probably look a lot better, and you'd be able to see the perspective. But there's so much empty space in that scape that I'm just like, what's wrong with it? What did I do? Because it looked so cool before. I think I was just so excited about using the rose-colored rock. I haven't caught up. I'm trying to read.
I don't know what else to talk about. I'm pretty dead. I didn't think
Yeah,
we
I
were
know.
going to do an entire live stream this week because of how.
Well, let me
how
catch
much we're
up on
going
chat. So Brandon
Alright.
said, I want to see Grant do a granite skate challenge. Do it ASMR style so we can hear the clacks. Granite. That's funny. Heather said, can Grant send me a picture of your Shelly tank for reference to other fish? Oh, yes. So I told her about that. We have the shell dwellers together with the... It took me forever to remember when I was talking to you, too, which fish is in there.
They're not in there anymore. I got rid of them.
The Shellys with the...
Bashardi?
You took the Bashardi. Where did you put my Bashardi?
I sold them in the auction.
I don't like you. I love my Bashardi, and he got rid of those without even asking me. Who does that? What's wrong with you? But we did have them in the tank. There's not a picture of them now. Thank you, Grant. Great. Christopher Junket says, I have so many fish coming this week. It feels like Fishmas. That's funny.
And to be
I
fair,
can't
they
do that
kept
offline.
eating the baby snails, so they had to go.
Oh, rabbit snails?
Yeah.
No,
The
were they
fine,
really?
But the babies.
I didn't think they would eat them.
All of the ram's horn snails are gonzo.
Wow.
So.
I didn't think they would eat them. That makes sense. But just tell me next time. I thought I had my fish over there. I've been feeding that tank like it's in. They're in there. They're just hiding.
The rabbit snails have been enjoying it.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Only way said, if only war could be resolved via aquascaping battles. That would be so great.
The United States
would lose.
Not do well.
Unfortunately, we would be demolished. Cora said, Hoyas are easy, Shelby. Don't worry about it. It's like pothos. Oh, cool. Okay, good. Because pothos are one thing that I do keep alive. I even have like my monstera that like I barely ever take care of, and that thing is still growing. So I'm very thankful for that plant. But like people, I also did accidentally kill my African violets, which is like ridiculous that I killed something like that easy. It is dark river sand / gravel, and they are breeding like crazy. So maybe just cull heavily, because maybe if they're breeding crazy, usually it is a lower grade shrimp that is getting buried up, and they do breed way more for some reason. Like all the ugly ones do breed way faster. I don't know what it is. Mike says, do shrimp see any parts of the ultraviolet spectrum that humans can't see? The only ones I know that do that are the mantis shrimp.
And I think a new study just came out that it's not true.
Really? That would crush my heart.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, well, I need to know about that because I didn't know. You have 11 blue angels and 8 pairs of blue galaris from 4 locations coming that week. That does sound like Fishmas. That sounds beautiful. And blue angels are great. I love angels so much. They're literally like a staple in the hobby, but I really hate that I keep bringing them home. I do not want to take care of them anymore. I do not want them, and I don't want to breed them. They're just like pets, and I'm like, why do I even have these? They're just taking up a tank for breeding. But that's 8 pairs of blue galaris. Crazy. That's pretty cool.
I also escaped another tank at the show for the next person that you're going to say hi to, for Harley. And it's one of his newer PNW tanks. But
What up, shrimpers?
I haven't edited the picture
Hello, PNW Custom.
to crop it out yet.
People are super interested in the fact that it was a glass aquarium and not acrylics, so that was really interesting to see, and people were very happy about that. And then I have someone that actually wanted to do those and daisy chain them, like 15 to 20 of them, for breeding different type of smaller cichlids. They say that they put them in there and like gobies and stuff into tanks that small and breed them really successfully in a tiny tank, which is crazy to me to think that you could get something breeding in such a small environment. But it was so nice to hear that that's possible. Nathan, member for 15 months. Thank you so much. So hope you all know I'm just friendly harassing you about the membership print. I know I'll be here when it gets here. No worries. Thank you for understanding. I know you are very friendly, but I apologize for your wait. Thank you so much. Hello, Chris. Grandson Doghouse now. Well, it would always be the fish house. I wouldn't make him sleep outside. He would have to just sleep on the couch. So it's kind of like he's going to the fish house. Especially since we have like no tanks in our room right now.
Wednesday, I'm probably going to move the other tank here.
I can't keep African violets either. I don't know what happened. I was doing so well with it, got it to bloom, and then I killed them.
The wicks.
I knew exactly.
You were doing so good with the wicks.
Yeah.
It was when we stopped wicking them into the tank.
Yeah. And well, the tank, I had moved everything around. Yeah. Nathan said, I bought a pothos when Grant did the talk in Fort Myers, and it's only grown about 2 inches. I don't know what's up with it. Do you have it in a tank by chance? Because that's what I put all my pothos in, and they go like crazy.
I don't say crazy. They don't grow that fast.
The other pothos do.
I think it depends how dirty your tank is.
That's true. I put it in a neo tank.
It doesn't have a lot of nitrogen. It's not going to grow very fast.
It needs some. So I put it in a fish tank, and it's more of a. We feed it a lot more, and it gets like water bottles in it sometimes if there's like leftover. But that one definitely looks good. Oh, PNW says can't wait to see tank pictures. And then we're caught up in chat, so we're a little sleepy, and it's not that interesting tonight. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but next week, I promise you, we won't have a surprise guest comment or anything like that, and we are going to do the topic idea of our fails. So all the mistakes that we made, even Layla's quesadilla epic adventure, we're going to cover it all on next week's live stream. So I'll have a topic, but we're also going to try and stay up to chat with the topic and try how that works out for a little bit. So thank you guys. Appreciate y'all watching. See you next week.
Have a good night. Thanks.